So the story that I was reading is Stone Fox, and the first picture that I was looking at, I was making predictions about what the story would be about, and just by looking at the picture, I figured it would be about a boy and a dog, and I thought it would probably be set back in olden times just based off of the look of the house and the clothes that he is wearing. When I read the first sentence, I start to wonder and analyze the text. Why wouldn't the grandfather get out of bed? And I feel like this chapter is mostly going to be about that since it starts off that way. And when Willie talks about in the third paragraph his grandfather growing up on a potato farm, I could make connections to that because I grew up with potato farming all around me, and my uncle is a potato farmer, and I understand that it is hard work living on a potato farm. In the fourth paragraph, I was synthesizing new information that the grandfather liked to be silly and have fun, and when he would be silly and laugh so hard that sometimes it would make him cry. And so because of this, I was analyzing that even though in number 5 he liked to have fun, he also told Willie that he better hurry up or he wouldn't be able to eat his breakfast. And in the 6th paragraph, we learn that he means what he says. And I'm synthesizing that new information when Willie wakes up and he's late and his food is gone, and he learned he'll never sleep late again. And then I'm inferring in number 7 that something is wrong with the grandfather because he forgot to wake Willie up that morning. And in number 8, I'm making a prediction. Is the grandfather dead? He wouldn't get up. Is he still alive? In paragraph 9, I am inferring that Willie never goes anywhere without his dog. The first thing he does is cry to his dog to come with him. And in paragraph 10, I'm also inferring that Searchlight is really special to Willie because she was born on the same day as Willie, and so that dog's been in their family for 10 years. In paragraph 11, I am synthesizing new information about the doctor. I'm wondering if the doctor is old or young. And in paragraph 12, I am inferring that the doctor isn't concerned about Willie's grandpa because they just continue to read. Right here it says that the doctor continued to read. In paragraph 13, I was thinking critically when the doctor, we learn that she's a girl and she's older because of her snow white hair, and Willie says, "Grandfather won't answer me." And I am wondering and thinking, why won't the doctor pay attention to Willie? And I think that she should. In 14, I'm looking at this picture and making connections. Sometimes old people don't take little kids seriously, and I feel like this picture shows that Willie is really upset and they're running quickly and she's just sitting there reading her book. And I'm also wondering if maybe this is a thing that occurs a lot because in the next paragraph, 15, she says, "Probably just another trick, nothing to worry about." So I'm analyzing that. She's not worried because this is something that probably happens a lot. And Willie starts to tell about the things that they did. They went to bed early and they didn't sing, and finally she stops reading. And I'm analyzing that she realized that she should maybe be worried. And in paragraph 17, I'm synthesizing that it must be a big deal that grandfather went to bed without playing his harmonica. We've never heard that yet, but it made her nervous, so that must be something that they normally do. And in 18, it says, hitch up Rex for me, Willie. And Rex was a horse. And so I am synthesizing or making connections that this is in the olden days when horses were still used for transportation. In paragraph 19, I am thinking critically about the horses, because they were definitely something that was used a long time ago. And also thinking about how the dog, he doesn't really seem to understand that anything is wrong. He's just running, leading the way, and he enjoys running, so he isn't aware that there's something going on with grandfather yet. In paragraph 20, I am wondering if grandfather is, I'm still wondering if he's alive or not, because he hasn't moved from the spot that he was at. In paragraph 21, I'm synthesizing new information because there's tears in his beard, and so I'm understanding that he must still be alive or he wouldn't be crying. In paragraph 22, I'm inferring that the doctor doesn't know what's wrong with the grandpa because she's examining him with everything in her little black bag, which makes me think she doesn't know what to do. And in paragraph 23, I'm inferring that Willie is really curious. He keeps asking questions. What's that for, and what are you doing? And I'm also making connections to my 4-year-old daughter and how many questions she asks me when she doesn't understand what's happening. In the picture of 24, I was searching for information from the picture, and I realized that in this picture, even though it doesn't tell us in the words, you can tell that the dog, Searchlight, is really worried about the grandpa. He's right there on his bed looking at him, worrying about him. In paragraph 25, I'm inferring that the doctor is getting annoyed when she asks Willie, why are you asking so many questions? And in 26, I'm wondering and analyzing when the doctor pulls out that long silver object, what is that for? And in 27, Willie's wondering the same thing, and I'm making connections to the doctor when she's saying hush, because she's probably under a lot of pressure. And again, when my 4-year-old daughter is asking me lots of questions, I get annoyed sometimes. In paragraph 28, I'm synthesizing new information. She walks over to the window and looks out at the field. I'm assuming she doesn't want to talk about what she knows. She just wants to think about it for a minute. And in 29, it says, after a moment, she asked, how's the crops this year, Willie? And I'm inferring that she doesn't want to tell him what she learned because she's stalling. And in paragraph 30, I'm inferring that Willie is starting to get worried because he keeps asking what's wrong with him and saying, no, what's wrong? Why won't you tell me what's wrong? And sort of shouting and getting really upset. In paragraph 31, I'm analyzing that the doctor is puzzled because she's saying there's nothing wrong with him. Oh, sorry. In paragraph 32, I'm analyzing the text as well, of wondering why he's saying, you mean he's not sick? And she's saying he could live to be 100, and I'm wondering then, why is he acting sick? And in paragraph 33, I'm making connections. He's saying he's just given up hope, and I'm wondering, is this like severe depression? That's something that happens a lot nowadays. Even back then, did they have severe depression? And is that what this is that the grandpa is dealing with? In paragraph 34, I'm analyzing the text. I'm understanding that Willie is really confused because he feels like his grandpa has a lot to be happy about, like fishing and rodeos and turkey dinners. In paragraph 35, I'm thinking critically and wondering, why is the grandpa depressed? What is the problem? I don't understand, and I'm sure that the story goes into more detail and we find out why, but right now I'm I'm confused why the grandpa's depressed. And in paragraph 36, I'm making connections. The doctor's trying to comfort him, and I'm connecting that to times when an adult has tried to comfort me by putting their arm around me or telling me it's going to be okay. And in paragraph 37, Willie says, I will figure it out and I'll find out how to make Grandpa want to live again. And so I'm predicting that the rest of the book is going to be about figuring out what's wrong with Grandpa and trying to make him live again. And in the last paragraph, 38, Searchlight's barking loudly, and I'm inferring that it's because he's starting to feel the contention and understand that something is wrong with Grandpa.